They watch your packages arrive. They watch your kids get home from school. And they even watch your pets get into trouble. Wireless security cameras have become a staple in home security and home automation. And even if you aren't worried about intruders, they come in handy for watching other things. Because they're so important, we decided to test and compare our top 5 favorites. All of these cameras use cloud or local storage, an app for controls and settings, and are wireless, meaning they connect to Wi-Fi. So join me as I test each of these cameras and crown one of them the best wireless camera of 2022. But before we get into it, like and subscribe for more reviews, how-tos, and videos like this from us every week. All right, let's get into it. I based this lineup from our best wireless cameras page on Safewise using the group of cameras selected by our very own John Carlson. But as far as the top dog goes, I have to politely disagree with his top pick. You should check out our link in the description to see that page and see what his lineup looks like. First up is the Reolink Argus 3 Pro. It shoots in 2K video and has a killer 16x digital zoom, color night vision, and a super bright spotlight built right in. The Argus 3 Pro works indoors and outdoors and runs on batteries, so you can place it anywhere. Next up is the WiseCam V3, our budget pick for the lineup, and it delivers quite a bang for your buck. It works with cloud or local storage, you can do time lapses, and it works with Alexa and Google Home speakers. But it's not as portable as the other picks because it needs to stay plugged in to work. The newcomer to this year's lineup is the Eufy Solo Indoor Cam C24, and it's a rare find. The Solo Indoor Cam shoots in 2K HD, works with Apple HomeKit, and has advanced AI that can distinguish between pets, humans, and vehicles. It even has crying detection for your nursery. So what's so rare about it? This Eufy camera is only $40. The Arlo Pro 4 is the priciest camera in our lineup at $200. It's another battery-powered, indoor-outdoor, take-anywhere camera that works with local and cloud storage. This Arlo cam does come with some drawbacks though. It needs an Arlo hub to do local storage, or you'll need an Arlo cloud subscription to store video clips online. And finally, we have the Google Nest Cam battery. It's the only other camera in this lineup that shoots in 1080p. Thankfully, you get 3 hours of video history for free that downloads right to your phone when you see something you want to save. And between you and me, it's probably the prettiest of the bunch. I took a close look at video quality, audio quality, and app control on each camera. So now that you've met the lineup, let's get to testing. All but 2 of our picks in this lineup shoot in 2K 4-megapixel video. The Google Nest Cam and the WiseCam V3 are our standalone 1080p choices. Video from the Reolink Argus 3 Pro can adjust to accommodate battery life and lighting around it. You can shoot in that high 2K quality at all times, adjust it to an auto setting, or stick with a conservative low quality, or 1080p. One big standout I noticed in this camera is just how nutso its zoom is. The Argus 3 Pro boasts a 16x digital zoom, and boy howdy does it deliver. The WiseCam V3 is pretty sharp for 1080p video. That little green box you see in the Wise footage is an AI motion tracker that watches anything go by, whether it's a person, cat, vehicle, whatever. And when you add a memory card into this camera, you get extra features like time lapses. Here's one I did while testing. The Eufy Solo Indoor Cam strikes a really great color balance. For all the natural light in the room while I was testing, nothing got washed out or too bright. It has a narrower field of vision than I expected, but nothing that can't be fixed by placing it at the right angle. But like the WiseCam, this Eufy camera isn't totally wire-free and needs to stay plugged in. The picture from the Arlo Pro 4 was clear, but there was a noticeable lag in the feed while I was filming. This could be due to internet speeds, but it was consistent throughout my testing despite the decent picture quality. The video from the Google Nest Cam battery was surprisingly dark compared to the rest of the cameras. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any picture settings to change that in my camera either. Every one of these cameras has the ability to send notifications when they see motion. To test this, I turned down the motion sensitivity on each camera to about 25% to see which one still caught me walking into my living room through the front door. Then, I tried it again with all the motion sensitivity turned up to 100. In both tests, the Eufy was by far the most responsive. I don't think I could sneeze without this thing telling me it saw something. Something I always look at when testing security cameras is how easy it is to record video. From my experience, the Nest and Arlo cameras were the trickiest. The rest of the cameras have a very simple record feature in the live view that lets you save anything happening in the live feed. Thankfully, you aren't totally lost with the Nest or Arlo. The Google Home app lets you check your history to see past events or what it catches. But Arlo requires a cloud subscription to see any videos you've recorded. Without that, the camera only works live. Audio quality can be an important factor for any kind of security camera because it lets you hear what's happening on the other side of the lens. So I tested the two-way audio on each of these cameras to see how they sounded.
This is what the Neuralink Argus 3 Pro sounds like. This is what the Eufy Solo Indoor Cam sounds like. This is what the Wyze Cam V3 sounds like. This is what the Arlo Pro 4 sounds like. This is what the Google Nest Cam battery sounds like.
Out of the bunch, I have to say Google Nest and Arlo cams did the best. The Reolink sounded kind of grainy, like a walkie-talkie, and the Wyze was very quiet. And then the Eufy kept cutting in and out. Only the Arlo and Google Nest Cam had consistently clear audio that came through in my tests. Mobile apps are essential for wireless cameras. Without the app, adjusting the settings, getting notifications, and viewing footage really isn't possible. So I paid special attention to how easy it was to navigate the app and use the camera from my phone. I also gave a few bonus points to any apps or cameras with extra features like sirens or spotlights. Here's what I found. From the main screen of the Reolink app, watching your feed live is really easy to do. The window in your footage has an obvious spot for recording events, taking stills, and talking to anyone on the other side. It's also got this really neat clip feature for honing in on specific areas like a door or a driveway. And if you have a micro SD installed, you can access past footage from there. Within the settings, you can see the battery life left in your Reolink camera, your network name, display options, motion, and notification options too. There's also more advanced settings to improve picture quality for the camera. The Wyze app has a lot to explore, especially if you have other Wyze stuff. But Wyze keeps it simple when it comes to camera controls and features. Under More, you can find your album of past footage and stills, check past time lapses, and set off the siren. And within the Settings tab, you can fine-tune how your camera interacts with the micro SD card inside. You can adjust the night vision settings and notifications. I really liked how easy the album feature makes it to see past events and recordings. And live viewing is simple without cutting out the essentials like two-way talk, video recording, and taking stills. When it came to notifications, the Eufy app was by far the most responsive of the bunch. The app has options for how you want to be notified and what you want notifications about. If you don't want notifications while you're still at home, you can easily snooze them. The Eufy app is divided into tabs at the bottom where you can see the live view, past clips, and change the camera's status, kind of like in a security system. Within the settings, I found some cool features for pet owners like myself. The Pet Command feature will watch for your furry friends in designated areas like the couch or a trash can, and play an audio command if they go where they aren't allowed. The Eufy Indoor also allows you to make pre-recorded messages like the ones in many doorbell cameras.
Like and subscribe to us here on SafeWise.
For a $40 camera, I was really pleased to see how granular the settings can get. It was really easy to navigate, and I didn't run into any surprises or essential features buried in menus. If you own a Google Home speaker, you might already be familiar with the Google Home app that the Nest Cam uses. We could really get into the weeds about the app itself, but as far as camera controls go, things are pretty minimal. I didn't find any settings to adjust the camera's picture, which was disappointing since the footage seemed so dark from the Nest Cam. And the names of common features aren't always as obvious since they've been kind of Googleified. So things like motion sensitivity become wake-up sensitivity. I will say I really like the way the 3-hour history is laid out. It's easy to see what events or moments woke up the camera, and if you want to save them, they download directly to your phone. The Arlo app was the only one out of the bunch that gave me any trouble. Without cloud storage or an Arlo hub, you can't really record anything. The footage I've grabbed for this video was a screen recording from my phone, but that isn't the app's fault. What could be helped on the app is the live viewing option. You'll get a small window when you first hit play to watch anything live, then maximizing and minimizing this window can be a little finicky. There were some cool options in the video settings though, especially if picture quality and battery life are at the top of your priorities. Again, check out our written lineup on SafeWise to see John's deep dive into each of these cameras. But in my book, I have to say the best one of the group for me was the Eufy Solo Indoor Cam. The $40 price tag goes a long way in this camera, and it's even better with a micro SD card inside. From the very start, this Eufy camera was easy to set up and use and record footage, and the picture quality is just mwah. It also has lots of fine-tuning settings to make the picture better and interact with pets and kids or whoever you want to keep an eye on. All of that said, while it is my favorite of the bunch, it wasn't perfect. It is an indoor-only camera that needs to stay plugged in. Plus, its 2-way audio cut in and out while talking through the app, and its motion notifications just blew up my phone. But as far as wireless cameras go, it was by far the best and easiest to use, in my humble opinion.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.